Well, qualities of a mentor, first of all, you have to be empathetic as a mentor. You have to be able to understand and put yourself in this person's shoe. Because, for example, if, let's say, we are working in hospital and I am an intern, you see, of course I will have a more experienced person, doctor, mwenye ataweza kuniguide pale ndani, mwenye nitakuwa nikiuliza maswali yangu. If I have any concerns, I will direct to him. But now, you cannot choose a person who is harsh to you. You cannot choose a person who does not understand your perspective. So as a mentor, first of all, you have to be empathetic. First of all, it is the most basic thing. Secondly, you have to be knowing what you're mentoring. You cannot go into this field of mentorship and not know what is required of you. So first of all, you have to have that experience in that work so that you can be able to give people who are looking up to you a clear guideline on what they should do. Kwa sababu sasa uwezi enda bila knowledge kuambia watu hivi ndio mnafaa kufanya. Mambo yataharibika. So you have to be experienced yourself before you can mentor others. Yeah. You also have to have good problem solving, decision making skills. There's also coaching skills kama feedback, questioning, observation, because in your process of coaching, you also need feedback from the other person. You need to know that what we're doing, we're on the same page, we're doing the same thing. Yeah, there's also personal qualities kama vile integrity, commitment, humility, because you as now the older, more experienced person, how are you handling your juniors? How are you handling people who are below you?
Yes.
You see, so you have to be led by such qualities. Yes.
You've talked about problem solving.
Yes.
So mtu tuseme kama you as a mentor na yule mentee amekuja labda kuna tatizo. So how do you develop the art of problem solving?
Well, I would say the art of problem solving will be born through your experience in the job that you have been doing for all the years that you have been doing. Kama tukienda interviews, tunaulizwa, what skills do you have? So lazima uandike pale problem solving. So to be able to have problem solving skills, you have to identify problems first of all, because you cannot solve things that are not there.
Really?
So you have to be able to identify problems. So identifying problems means that you can be able to see a situation heading the wrong way, but unaikata katikati kabla gari haijaanguka, unashikilia brakes mapema. So that is all that is problem solving. So even if the people you're mentoring, they're called mentees. The people you're mentoring, even if they have a problem. So mentorship means delegation. You cannot solve their problems for them.
Kweli.
Yeah. So you have to offer them a way forward on how they can tackle their own problem. Kwa sababu you as a mentor, you have to draw boundaries. Yeah. Maisha yenu isingiliane sana because you also have a life of your own. There needs to be those boundaries. So even in that aspect of problem solving, there's the aspect of boundaries. So the only thing that you can be able to do is probably give them what you think might be able to help this situation. Haufai kusolve problems za watu wengine, yeah, unless it is your responsibility. So there's that aspect of mentorship. There's that aspect of this is my boss. So kuna tofauti. Iyo tofauti ni boundaries. So if this is your boss, probably it is his job to solve this issue. But if it is not your boss, this is just a mentor, it is your job to solve this issue, but also with the guidance of this mentor. So a mentor is not supposed to solve your problems. Yeah.
Na tuseme labda umekaa you have a mentee.
Yeah.
And you yourself, you are a mentor.
Yeah.
What example do you portray to that mentee? In as much as you won't be acting in a bossy way, kama yani kuna vile labda kujiona wewe uko juu zaidi ya yule mentee. How can one maintain that? Kwa sababu naamini yule mentee in order umpe ile environment ya kwamba yeye anapaswa ile kujua kwamba huyu ani control like ni boss wangu. I feel like it's a safe space for that person. Mtu anaweza fanya nini?
Well, in my experience, there's the issue of gender when we're looking at safety and such issues as mentorship. We cannot ignore that. So as a woman myself, I always prefer to have women mentors, especially if I know I will be close to them for a long span of time. Yani ni kazi tutafanya kwa muda mrefu. So I need their guidance over a span of time. And maybe through this process, you can end up being friends, you see. It is possible with mentorship that you can be friends now. That you can, mnaeza toka hapo kwa mentorship, you enter into other circles, tuseme maybe mnaeza enda club pamoja, maybe to take polite drinks, or you can go to a hotel together to have food and catch up and talk, you know. So for me, those are the precautions I usually take. But there's also the aspect of these personal qualities I have talked about. Mimi kama mentor, the steps I will take are having empathy and humility at the forefront. Yeah? So that nisijisikie, hata kama mimi ni a senior in this position, we are still human beings. Really? All of us. All of us. Na hata mimi nilianzia pale pale. Because all of us have small beginnings. Hakuna mtu alifika pale juu bila kuanzia hapa chini. So in that aspect of putting humility and empathy forward, you can be able to work with anyone. Hiyo ndo teamwork sasa. You can be able to work with juniors, with people of the same caliber as you, with seniors even. You can be able to work with anyone, and the results will be seen. Because now you can be able to, you know, una delegate kazi vizuri, mtu hafeel ni kama amefinyika kwa kona just because they're looking up to you. So I think we should be led by values such as humility, integrity, empathy as a mentor. Yeah.
So how do you explain empathy when we differentiate it from sympathy? Because I think they are two different words. And people tend to confuse them.
Confuse the two.
Sasa ni vitu viwili ambavyo ni tofauti. Unaweza tofautisha sympathy na empathy.
Well, ningetumia dictionary lakini wacha nijaribu kuidefine kwa loose language. So I think empathy is just trying to understand and putting yourself in this person's shoe, basically loosely explained. Because I have said as a mentor, you're not supposed to solve your mentee's problem. You're only supposed to give them guidance on how to tackle their problem. That is empathy. Sympathy ni, utadu,
pity.
Utadu, ninakuhurumia, nataka nikusaidie, wacha tufanye hivi, nakufanyia hivi, nimekusaidia. So it is me imposing myself in the middle of your situation. I am led by my pity to give you answers that come from me. Those solutions are not coming from you. I don't understand your problem, first of all. Nimeruka tu in kukupea solution, kukuhurumia. So sympathy can go either way. Nitatatua tatizo lako ama sitatatua. Tutachia tu hapo kwa woye. Kama ile aki sina rent, sasa mtu anakuambia woye sasa utadu, that is sympathy. But empathy is, what happened? What might I do to help as your friend, as your mentor? That is empathy. Sympathy ni ile, woye, so utadu, your story imeisha hapo. But if you can be able to, you know, understand the situation critically and give them good feedback that will help them to tackle their situation, that is empathy.